Hello everyone, welcome back for more Let's Play Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars. Joining me is Yorkshire Raven.
Cliffhanger puzzles!
So yeah, I cliffhangered you on another puzzle last time, so let's get to it.
Take your drink every time we have a cliffhanger puzzle.
So we have a cipher here. Note's been written. Substitution cipher means that each one of these... Here we go. You just have to match the symbols to the corresponding letters, highlight a symbol, then highlight the corresponding letter. Make a mistake, click on go back to step back, or you can reset the whole puzzle. So, let's see. You can basically do this and just kind of see what might actually... So the easy way to start with this is we go through here and try to find E. Because E is, you know, E is the most common letter.
I remember doing something similar in the Barrow of... Okay, I can't remember the game's name now.
Hobbsborough.
Hobbs Barrow. Yes, Confession of Hobbs Barrow.
Let's see, if we wanted that to be E, we would just do that. We would click on the symbol and click on that. Obviously, that is not going to be E. So let's do a... Let's see how far we get by going just straight down the line. Probably not very far. So yeah, if we want to go back one step, if we want to erase one choice, we use this one. If we want to erase the whole thing, this one. So let's see here.
Barrow being a little more difficult because it's an entire journal you had to undo. Don't think we had this kind of system as well.
But there is one that is going to be fairly easy to solve. One letter that's really, really simple to solve. And that is... if I can find it on this chart here. Because it's all by itself. Which means that that letter is either A or I.
Oh. So...
And more often than not, A is going to be the one you want. Of course, just A's by themselves are not all that helpful most of the time. But if you look at this one, there's a lot of spread on this one, and after clicking through, I believe this one comes up either the most or second most. It's also in enough letters here. That's a pretty good bet that that one is your E. So now with A and E, you can look through here, and we've got A and then the letter repeated. Well, there aren't too many words that are A and then the letter repeated. I mean, one is going to be ass, but I don't think this game is going to put the word ass in their codes. It could, but I don't think they are.
Yeah, didn't feel that type of game.
Yeah, APP would work if this were a more technologically inclined game, because yeah, I know app is a thing, but given that this game originally came out in the 90s, apps were not a thing. So the most likely letter, that symbol right here, is going to be L. And yes, this is kind of how you solve cipher puzzles. Just go, and generally with a puzzle like this, early in the game, they're not going to pull too many weird weird things on you. Also notice we have this word right here, which is A blank E. There are just a handful of letters that the middle could be. C, it could be a C. If this were a name, it could be B. Trying to think of anything. Could be an aw.
Be an L.
But
Ale seems odd choice.
yeah, ale would seem like a very. I mean, L is already used.
Yeah.
So if I find this fairly common letter here, fairly common letter. So your best bet is probably the R. Let's see. We've got 2 of those. There it is. Okay, that's fairly common. But I can't think of what that word would be right off the top of my head. Is this common too? Not very common. Although that is pretty likely to be a vowel. Pretty likely to be a vowel just because this word. I'm just running through my mental checklist and I can't think of too many words, 4-letter words that start with a vowel and end with LL. I'm sure there are, I'm just not running across very many. I'm willing to bet that's another vowel. Which means that we have I and U left. And if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be a U. And if I'm correct, and it looks like I'm correct so far, this is going to be a T just because, yeah, that'd be 2 and 2. Okay.
That's either going to be resort or report.
Yeah. So how common is that particular symbol? Not very common. And if that was an S, I would expect to see it a lot more than that. So I'm going to say that's a P. This is probably a B right here. Okay, that's a name. That is just a name. That's not a typical word. That is a name. One of my least favorite Stardew characters. Pierre blank report to. It has to be full, doesn't it?
Yeah. Unless it's just going for dull reports.
I mean, that could be, but I doubt they're going to call it. They're going to call it dull. Especially since follow, that has to be a W.
Full report to follow, but something to.
Blank to wait. I think my days of playing Wordle have made this easier. Yeah, let's see.
This case where just Layla just finds herself watching this and going, "Oh,
This is an S. That has to be an S. We already have the P in place. But I'm getting
is
H here, I think.
this really works."
Urgent? You think that word's urgent?
Yeah, this is too urgent to wait.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. And no, I don't have the walkthrough up at the moment. No. Yes.
Okay, this is a D. Just scanning through the words for easy ones now. It seems... all of us who... what, CGK came. Based on what we've got left, that has to be came. Okay, that circle with a slash is a K. All of us that came together in,
It's a month.
Okay, so what do we got left? July? That'd have to be July, wouldn't it? There's somewhere to... no. Although clicking on that erased the letter I picked out. Take great care.
And how is it we usually end our correspondence?
I mean, okay, if somebody signed it and then what they would say is an X, okay. Signed with an X.
Encrypted the note. It read, "Pierre, full report to follow. But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in July are in danger. Take great care. X." I wasn't the only one to make the connection between the costume killer murders. I'd been right all along. That was why he had asked to meet me. But what did I know that he didn't? I had enough for a story. An amazing story that was going to make my reputation and blow Carchon's to pieces. I needed to get home fast and start typing.
You know, you'd think... I'll say it after cutscene.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Nico, it's Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, you cracked open the champagne yet?
Are you crazy?
What's wrong? Wait a minute. You didn't print it, did you?
Of course I didn't print.
That's the best piece I've written.
The last, as far as I'm concerned.
It's important.
It's suicidal. You can't destroy a national hero.
He deserved it.
His corpse isn't even cold.
Ronnie, 2 hours ago I told you what I'd found. You loved it. You begged me to write it up immediately.
2 hours is a long time in newspapers, Nico.
Someone's got to you, haven't they?
Listen up, Nicole, and listen good. Pierre Carchon had a lot of friends. Powerful friends. For your own sake.
Forget what happened.
You got it. End of conversation. Good night.
This should have been my big break, but I knew there was nowhere else to sell this story. If Ronnie wouldn't print it, nobody would.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Mademoiselle Collard, my name is Plantard. I need to talk to you about your story. Your Pierre Carchon story.
How did you know about that?
There are people out there, madame, who will be very upset by this story.
Oh, really? Well, it's their lucky day. It's been spiked.
Yes, I know. We must meet.
We must?
I have information relating to your costume killer stories. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., Café de la Chandelle Verte, Rue Alain Court. I shall be wearing a grey overcoat. You must talk to no one about this.
You can't tell me what to...
Tomorrow at 8. I'll be waiting.
People complain about newspaper articles all the time, but not usually before they're printed. I was beginning to feel scared. This guy, Plantard, could I trust him? Should I meet him or forget the whole business? I didn't have an answer.
I'd only been in Paris for a week, but already I'd fallen in love with the city. My latest discovery was a little cafe, La Chandelle Verte. I was pretty sure the waitress was taking a shine to me. That old Stobart charm, I guess. Little did I know my reverie was about to be so rudely interrupted. As I picked myself up, I was really angry. One minute I'm on vacation, the next minute some clown's blown me up. I knew right away what I was going to do. I was going to find that clown and bring him to justice. Because justice matters. Justice is up there with liberty, and equality, and, fraternity. After all, that's why I'd studied law, wasn't it? Well, that and the money, of course.
He's American, isn't he?
Very. Meet our second protagonist, George Stobbart. He's not that likable, as you might have figured out. But we'll talk about him in a minute. I wanted to say something earlier about Nico going back to her home after unveiling what it is she'd unveiled. Why did she do that?
The whole bit of only then she was starting to feel concerned. Because not like someone had details on her, taking photos, and those details being very personal.
Yeah, right down to her waistline. They had her measurements on file, and she just went back home. I would have found a safe house somewhere, anywhere, gone to the country, yeah, rented a nice place somewhere else.
Yeah.
I know, and then the fact that it took until her story got spiked, as she puts it, and Mysterious Man says, okay, I need to talk to you about this story that hasn't even run yet. It took that for her to be concerned. I worry about that girl sometimes.
Yeah.
And now we have to deal with George. But before we deal with George, I think it's a good time to take a break. Because solving that letter puzzle took way too long. But, yeah, good time to take a break. Because
we're having a blast.
Oh yeah, we have definitely had a blast with George here.
And for you who are going out there, you're welcome.
Oh, well, it's not like anything else George is going to do is going to blow us away. Anyway, we will actually talk to him next time.
I hear knocking on my door. It sounds like an angry mouse about to stab me.
I guess I will hear the knocking soon enough afterwards. But that will be for next time. So until then, take care, everyone.
Au revoir.